can see it's the other eye. So we'll pull down, get her. You guys can see. So you can see right there, it goes back in the corner, so you'll want to follow the angle of it. You have to get your knife blade down in there to get the tip of that tear duct. What's up, guys, girls? Welcome back to Hunt.US. You can see got some nice looking red fox here on the trap line. We're going to show you guys how to skin it out. This one is not going to be for a rug. We're just going to soft tan this one. So I'll show you how to case it. And then we got a gray in the cooler that we're going to be doing after this that we're going to show you how to do for a rug again to get the claws out of it. So kind of like all the animals that we've done that you case, first thing you're going to do, just start by making an incision around the circumference of the leg there. We're going to do that to both of them. And I usually come down to about the knee on them when I'm casing. That way you don't have a bunch of extra, especially on a long-legged creature like a fox. Then you can see this seam right here where the red meets this gray and white fur. We're going to follow that seam all the way down right here to the where it meets the apex of the anus and the vent. And we're going to run up this other one and meet our cut over there. Alright, and once you get there, you're going to go ahead and cut around the anus. Don't want none of that nastiness on our fur. Alright, and from there, we'll just go straight up. Right here. Turn this way so you guys can see right there where the red meets the gray and the white. All the way up. And then probably not going to have to do a whole lot of knife work on a fox. Typically speaking, that is they're pretty easy to skin. And most of the time you ain't got to do a whole lot of fleshing on them either. We were just talking about that. I don't know that I've ever had to really flesh one. Probably had to pull and cut some fat off, but I don't know that I've actually ever put one on a fleshing beam. The other thing you got to remember too is when you're pulling this, you kind of want to be careful because fox, especially a red fox, is real thin like. If you get too big of her, you'll rip it. So you can do most of it by pulling, but you just want to be real careful that you're not ripping a good looking hide. As you can see, most spots you can just pull away with your fingers, and this one has sat in the cooler overnight. It was actually trapped yesterday, so it's been sitting, and you can still pretty much pull with your fingers. kind of see here, back to the tail, so we're just going to cut through that and we'll deal with stripping it later. Once you get down to the bone, you can just give it a twist. Go right through that connective tissue and ligaments. Then you start pulling. Just remember to go nice and easy with it. Sometimes these things can be like paper thin. And while we're here, before we get too far carried away, we're going to go ahead and deal with these front legs. Again, I like to come down to about the elbow on them. I don't remember what exactly the specifications are if you're putting fur up to sell, but I know that the North American fur trade, you can get on a website and they give you a little pamphlet and tell you all the specifications if you're putting fur up to sell it. We very rarely sell fur. We like to keep them ourselves and do stuff with them, tan them, hang them up, make videos for you guys with them. So we typically do that. We're mainly trapping to control the predator population. It's fun. And then we like I said, like keeping the hides and making stuff with them. So you can see, you don't want to pull too hard. Just kind of shimmy down on each side. Because I promise you, if you're pulling these things too hard, you will rip it. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to go up inside here. I'm going to push this elbow up while I'm pulling down to get it broke through there. You can see it's starting to come. And see, I just done it there what I told you guys not to do. I was pulling too hard and bigger than crap. Ripped it right there, so we're going to have to sew that up. These furs on these foxes are just not very durable. So to prevent any more of that happening, we'll just do a little bit of knife work. That way we're not tugging on fur so hard. Good thing is, we'll probably be able to fix that like it never happened, but that's what you run into, especially with fox, or notorious for that. And I knew better because I was telling you guys that when you get in a hurry, it's what happens. You can just kind of take your thumbs and press down. We're trying to get that gap closed there, but we're going to be careful and not be pulling too hard. Alright, so you can see it got it there, so I'll just stick in. Pull one through. Means old DeWalt's dying on us. We may have to try to round up another battery here in just a second. Try to do this without tearing this one anymore. So don't make sure I use a knife around here. got that one through. You can see there where I ripped it. We're going to have to sew that up. It's kind of out there in the armpit. And we're going to have to change the battery real quick, so bear with us. Alright guys, we got Mr. DeWalt fixed back up. Got a light source. Again here, be really careful on that. It was shot right here in the lungs too, so that probably didn't help, but I was for sure pulling hard on it. So you can't do that with these foxes. So just learn from my mistake. I've skinned enough fox to know better, and I was even telling you guys, and I was still yet doing it. So we try to get this one done. These fox are notorious. This one's set overnight, and as you can see, it's not green. Well, maybe a little bit green in a spot right here, but that's the problem if you don't gut them, which you wouldn't because you're going to case them, right? And so that would defeat the purpose of it. And you let them sit more than a little while, and this one's been in a cooler where it's 35, 36 degrees. If you let them sit much longer, they're going to get green and the fur's going to slip anyways. So we were trying to get it done. Had church tonight, and so I had to go to that, and then just now getting back and getting to it so it don't get messed up and in a hurry, and bam, that's what happens. And so I'm just going to keep some tension on this and then just touch with the knife here. We'll go ahead and just get these legs off so they're not in my way down there. So I'm just going to go around and make some slices. You can see how superficial the arteries are there, so I'm going to try not to be nicking them, because even though blood is already coagulated, I don't want it leaching out on my fur here. A lot of times you just got to go slow. It's just a tedious process, especially with something like a fox over its head. make a little ground, but you don't want to get too ambitious. Right here you can see the ears again. We're just going to go straight through that cartilage, take them with us for the time being. We can clean it up later. Right here, same thing, straight through the cartilage, take it with us, and we'll use those, call it pulling by the ear hole. Just take them down there, use that for tension, bring it on down. We just kind of keep squeezing and pulling down. See, we'll be coming up on the eyes here in just a second. So right here's the eyes. Just keep making slices. Make sure you get all that away. Pull down on it, we'll release some tension back here. Right here you can see the other eye, so we'll pull down, get her, you guys can see. So you can see right there, it goes back in the corner, so you'll want to follow the angle of it. You have to get your knife blade down in there to get the tip of that tear duct. Same thing over here. Get in there and get that tear duct. Keep pulling. You can see it wants to stay behind there a little bit. Might have to put some pressure on it there. Alright, you see around the eyes now. All pretty much smooth sailing from here. Here, it starts getting into the gum tissue there, so you have to cut through some of that. Same thing over here, you can kind of see when it starts getting to the gum tissue. Just kind of press down a little harder, put the tip of your blade in there and get that, and once it starts peeling out, it will generally come on and you can just go on with it. Once I get done right there, I'll just put my finger in there and use that to pull tension. Just keep making my cuts. Sometimes, like on animals that's got large canine teeth, it'll kind of overlap, so you gotta try to separate their teeth a little bit, which can be kind of hard, especially in this one, if they're like this and rigger's already set up where they've been sitting. Keep working the tip of the blade slowly over there. And a lot of people, when they get to this bottom jaw, like I've showed you guys before in a coon, they'll just stick the knife in there and pull it away. And I guess I could do that, but I always, we'll usually scan out and do that afterwards, but just so you guys can see it, we'll show you. Let me get it turned the right way here. So here's the bottom jaw. None of that's going to be kept, so just stick your knife blade in there, cut right through it. Makes it a little easier. I should probably always do it like that, but for whatever reason, I kind of like skinning down around the mouth and the gum tissue, and getting around that canine, so I usually don't. And then right there you can see the nose cartilage. Once you get to the cartilage from the bone, go straight through it, and it's done. And then you can see there's the cartilage, and so we'll get that most of that out by going around and just kind of cutting around and pressing up from the inside there. That way we don't have a bunch of cartilage tissue there in the nose, and it's just the actual epidermis of the nose. So then we'll cut that right off, and then there you go. Oh, let's see if we get it up in camera there. Alright, and you can see there's not a whole lot of fleshing on this sucker at all. I'll probably just take my pocket knife and clean up around here a little bit, and here around the head, and right here where there's just a little bit of fat there, but and down here around the bottom. But besides that, I'm not going to put them on a fleshing board, and all of this I'll just kind of show you real quick. You can just start peeling it with your hand, and it'll peel right off. Just be sure that you don't pull too hard on the fur and actually rip the fur. But we'll turn this right side in so you guys can see it. And also too, you guys have seen me strip a bunch of tails before, so just for time's sake we won't do that. It's getting late tonight, but you still got to strip the tail, so just cut straight down, use a tail stripper, pull it out, and you'll be good to go. We'll roll this out so you guys can see what it looks like real quick. Maybe. Have to get down there amongst them and get them up out of there. There's his little ear. Right. So there he is. Good looking red fox. Again, we gapped it right there. We'll sew that up. It's on the other side, so it's not too bad shape. But you guys stay along with us. We're going to be tanning a bunch of these up here in just a little bit. And if you guys like seeing trapping content like this, like learning about wildlife management and controlling predators and what that does for your desired species populations, check this video out up here. We're going to put a link in there to it, and it's going to be some more trapping content. So you guys let us know how we're doing. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.